Still got my window with
Hey,
me.
welcome everybody. Welcome to the Front End Horse live stream. Sorry, we're having a couple technical difficulties here. So I tried to put subtitles on yesterday and they kind of worked, but only for one person. And so I tried to turn them off. OBS crashed. Here we are. You're gonna have subtitles of just me. So I'm little annoyed with that, but this is a lesson to everyone. Don't touch OBS once you have it set up. Don't tweak any settings, because especially don't try to toggle them as you're streaming. So I apologize for the closed captions. You're gonna just want to keep them off because they're gonna be just me, just the questions, not the answers. So you got that to look forward to, unfortunately. So I apologize. I'm still trying to get closed captioning to work for the stream, but yeah, it's not going to be today. Anyway, hi everyone. Sorry about the little bit of frustration. I'm going to shake it off. Ryan, we have Ryan back here. I am so excited to have you back, Ryan. How's it going? Good to see you.
It's good to see you as well. It's going well. I seem to be having a little bit of difficulties on my side here because I can only see the
Got it. Yep. Thank you for mentioning it. There we go.
Excellent.
Thank you for telling me to push the button, because that died.
Yeah.
Had to restart OBS. We are back up and running. Good to see you, Ben. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, Adrian. Yeah, Adrian. I'm trying, Adrian. So I want them very badly, and I definitely gave it an effort, and this is where we are. So anyway, wiping the whole bug, technical difficulties thing aside, Ryan, great to see you. Already kind of said that, but yeah, man. First off, for anyone who doesn't know you, who hasn't seen you on the previous episode where you built out a super cool customized range slider, I actually got to pull that up so that people can see that. Can you explain a little bit about yourself? Introduce yourself to the audience?
Yeah, my name is Ryan. I'm a creative developer and interactive designer for an agency called Elegant Seagulls, based in Marquette, Michigan. I've been there for around 6-7 years now. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's been good. So been learning, starting to learn some 3D stuff, but been putting together a lot of React websites, and really working to integrate motion into that. So kind of what we're here to talk about today is page transitions for Next specifically.
Yeah. You are kind of one of my go-to people for asking about animation and React. You make some really fantastic things, and you seem to always kind of know the answer to my problem if I'm trying to work GSAP into React or something, because I tend to get tripped up when I'm implementing those two together. But yeah, you're always my person to lean on there. Life asks, do all Michiganders, I think is the term, have such fancy have such fancy hats and mugs? And I think the answer is yes. I think by state law.
This hat is actually made in Michigan. So
exactly. There you go. That's exactly.
Stormy Cromer. Actually, we were the agency who did their website. So and I had this hat before.
Wait.
Before we did that.
Oh, that's a classic hat style. Mm-hmm. And you did their site? That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Stormy, how do you spell it?
Yeah, that's Kron.
Stormy Cromer. Yeah, I think that's it. And I'm going to read what Divi said. I am here. Awesome to see this live stream, getting to learn lots of stuff from great developers. Makes our skills better, makes us feel we're actually learning something big. Lots of things in the technical community. I wish that this podcast continue. Yeah, we're going to keep doing the stream. Thank you for coming through. I really appreciate the kind words. And thank you to Ryan and everyone else who comes on and shares with us the stuff that they make. So yeah, this is a kind of classic hat style. I didn't realize it was a Michigan one. I think people associate it with like a Christmas Story maybe or something. I'm not sure exactly like where I've seen it, but I definitely have always enjoyed the style. To go back to what I was saying earlier, you came on a couple months ago and built this out with us, which is just a
Yep.
really gorgeous bit of GSAP work that has some just super cool effects. So if you haven't seen that, go back in the front end horse archives. This was a really fun episode where we did all kinds of things. You simulated gravity here, and just there was so much that you packed into that one episode. Highly recommend that. But what is the site that you just put out a little bit ago that had some good page transitions, just so we can kind of show people what we're talking about when we speak
That's
about that?
the Anderson brothers
There it is.
website there, Anderson Supply. Yep.
Awesome. So yeah, you at Elegant Seagulls did a whole bunch of cool stuff on this site. We kind of got the range slider idea from I think the higher res
Higher S
page.
page.
Yeah. Oh, and just that right there was exactly a really cool transition. So if you like go back to process, that's really neat. That's eye catching. That feels really high quality. When I'm on a page, I go, oh dang, that was that. Wow. Okay, this is a quality brand. I'm gonna pay a little bit more attention. It doesn't like First off, that was instantaneous. That took such little time. And then on top of that, like just the effect is super cool. So yeah, I love that. Just as a user, getting to pop around and see the pages load in like that, really really cool. So yeah, chat. That's kind of what we're going to be. Well, not that specific effect, not to my knowledge. I honestly don't know what effects we're going for, but I'm just saying like we're going to be working on transitioning pages in that fashion, right? Making it so that our page isn't turning white and then coming completely back and just doing the standard thing, but kind of doing a more experiential transition that keeps you in the site, maybe adds a bit of character and just delights your users. So yeah, how do we want to get started here, Ryan?
Excellent. If we could pull up the code editor,
Yeah.
get that running.
Oh, can we link people to this? I can pull down. If you've pushed a change, I'll pull.
I was
Link people
wondering.
to this repository. You have it public, correct?
Yep, yeah, it's public currently, and it's just super basic, almost bare bones Next.js starter. And then we're going to kind of build up off of that just to show the process of building out a page transition. So
That's perfect. Yeah, I love starting here. So yeah, so I just linked to it, and my little effect actually works. It only works for me. I don't know what I broke about that, but yeah. So we're starting from here. It is just pretty bare bones. I can spin it up. I'm not sure if you pushed anything that I need to install. Do you know if
no,
no?
no,
You
not yet, but we
already
will be doing some installs, so you might want to open a tab on there.
sounds good.
And then you will need Node version, I think higher than 13 or
Yeah,
13 and up.
I'm
So
I'm
just
good there. So yeah, right now we've got a pretty standard site that just has your standard navigation. It's just a Next.js site. Not too much to it right now, right?
yeah, so we'll go ahead and add, see, it'll be yarn add React transition group, dash case, yep.
Cool. And is that big enough for you to see?
Yeah, it's good on
All
my
right,
end here.
cool. If you can see it, the chat can probably see it. So we're in good shape. Awesome. So we got that added. Is that it for now?
Uh, and then we're going, yeah, for installing that module, that'll be what we'll need to get us going on page transitions. So you can
Got it.
also use that for state transitions, component transitions, and all sorts of different things. But today we'll focus on page transitions. So inside of our components folder, we'll want to create a new component, a new file in there called page transitions.js.
Okay. Oh, lots of follows. Thank you so much. Viable Clan member asks, does this work with Next export? Do you know?
Um, I'm
If not, we can try to find out later.
yeah, that would be something that we could do for later.
Just want a functional component here.
Yep.
Cool. All right, so we got that.
Perfect. And then let's see. We'll do for this, we can just add import styled from styled components.
Is that just
So, yep.
cool? All right.
And see inside of our oh, and then we'll want to import in brackets transition group camel or proper case, and then yep,
Cool.
and
Got the
then
autocomplete.
yeah, as well
Love
as
that.
comma CSS transition inside of there.
Cool. CSS caps. Yep. There we go. Awesome.
Yeah, so what we're going to do with this is we'll start out super simple, create just a basic just wipe animation to where you get just a color swatch across the screen.
Cool.
And then from there we can kind of, gain some complexity and get, closer to what we had for the Anderson Supply Company. And then,
Got it.
if we have time, look at bringing Greenstock into the equation as well.
Would love it.
For some more intensive animations. So now if we go to our app.js file and right below the header, we'll wrap our component in page transition. So and then we'll import that as well. But the
Cool. So we did an auto import just so chat's not confused. VS Code helped me out there. And yeah, so we're importing this component that I didn't save yet. So should we do children here? Is that
let's see. Where are we? Oh, yep. And inside of that, we will hold on just one
yeah?
one
Sorry
sec.
to bounce
Yeah.
around. I didn't mean
No,
to.
you're good. Inside of that, we'll do let's do a different function for the so we'll do const page transitions and then run our function there. So
Okay, so just an arrow function.
yep, arrow
Cool.
function, and then let's see, because then we're gonna add dependencies in there in a bit. Yep, children will go there,
Sounds
and
good.
then let's see, route will also go there eventually. Let's see, and then yep, we'll return our transition group. Yep,
All
and
right.
then oh, that'll be inside of a parenthesis. So after the return, you'll wrap this whole thing in parentheses. Yeah, there we go. And then below the transition group, we'll have our CSS transition
My
component as well there.
my prettier or whatever it is. I don't even know what's formatting. I'm pretty sure it's prettier. It's gonna remove those parentheses, but it should be fine.
Okay.
Just so you
Yeah,
know.
that should be
You
that should
said
be
it's
just fine.
CSS
We can
transition.
break that. Yeah, we can break that to a new line too, and I think your prettier will want that back if we do that, I think. So
Good call.
there
There
we
it
go.
is.
Yep. And then for the transition group for this one, we'll want component to be null as a prop in there. So
Got
that
it.
the one above, sorry.
Ah, no worries. All right, cool.
And then we'll create a uh, style in up above the const page
Yeah.
transitions. We'll say
Oh, above
const.
here. Cool.
Yep. Main. Let's see.
It's me component, right?
Yep. Main component. Or yep. Or main wrapper either or is styled div.
Okay. Yeah,
Styled
I
dot
think that
div. Yep. Sorry.
defaults to a div. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And then let's see, then we can just bring that into the inside the CSS transition there. It just needs to exist for us to put it there.
Cool.
Yeah. And then inside of that, we will pass the children component there. Yep, or just
Sounds
children.
good.
Yep.
Okay.
Excellent.
And then in the main component is where we're going to do like our CSS keyframes kind of thing. This is
Eventually,
React.
yeah.
Good question. I think I just slipped up though. Life banned the word so that I couldn't say it, and I tried really hard. It's very tricky to manage every word that you say and still code live on stream. So I don't know why I added that to the chat to give them that power, but we're rolling with it. It's fun.
All right. Yeah, we can just say it's next, right?
You can
Is
just
that
say
the
it's next.
is it React a banned word or is that
Oh no, React's
oh,
not a bad word.
sorry.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
the
We
word
yeah, okay.
"so" was banned.
Yeah, yeah,
Actually, with
gotcha.
Next chat, we can completely remove that import, and Next just because it's a React framework, it's gonna handle that for us. There's a little bit of magic happening under the hood there. The question of import React versus import star as React, I don't honestly know the difference between that. That's a really good question. Viable. If someone in chat knows.
I'd be curious to see if the star imported like use effects as well, or if it imported everything or not.
Right, but it's
So,
star as React, so you would still
oh,
have to do like React.useEffect and things like that, right? I don't know. That's my hunch. You could be totally right. I don't know. Chat, let us know if you find it out. But you can remove it with jest. Got it. Thank you, Viable. Interesting. Um,
excellent.
cool. So we
So
got our
now,
main component. So
yep, inside of our CSS transition component, there, yep, we'll add a key of a route. So that's the key KEY.
sorry.
KEY, sorry.
AEY
A key like you opening a lock.
key. Got it. Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. And then the next to key there we'll have class names.
With an S on the
Yep,
end.
plural. Yep.
Okay.
And that is specific for the CSS transition. It'll append class names as it goes through its cycle, and then
Okay.
we will have we can just use page for that.
Cool.
Yeah, and that
Nice.
that can be just a string as well. So
Yeah, it is. I just already
yeah,
had made the brackets, so
just for those in
yeah.
chat, I guess.
Cool.
Yeah, so and then we'll do timeout of just do 1,000 inside of there. That'll be essentially 1 second.
Okay.
So now, if we go back to the browser, we can kind of see
It's
what
already
these are
happening.
doing.
So if
Might need to pass in our route as well.
it's yelling at us, can I create style component for component blank? Am
Oh,
I
cool.
wrong that you can't do just styled? Does it have to be element type is invalid, expected a string?
All right.
Did we save over here?
Oh,
Yeah,
did we export that? We might not have
you
exported
did
that. So
not. You
you
are
want to
correct.
export. Yep.
Good call. All right, there
There
we
we
go.
go.
So we should. So we're not seeing anything because we're not defining anything up here, correct?
That is correct. If you do inspect this, you can kind of see how both. See if you open up the page transitions div there.
Got it.
Now, if we click from one to the other, I
All right,
don't know if we're passing route in yet. So
let
that
me
might be our.
set this over here. I do see your question viable about how does key work when you're not inside a map. Um, and Jacob has an answer for our question about star imports.
Right.
or asterisk imports. All right, so interesting. I'm trying to figure
Yeah,
out what's
we'll need to add the route as the key. So that's it's not working because we don't have a key right now because
key to the transition group or to the
it's
main
because
component.
that's a prop that's being passed in. So we need to actually pass the prop in from our app.js.
Oh, okay, got it. So page transition is getting children, but it's not getting route here. Got it.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Yep. So we will import uh, in brackets use router from next/router.
If I can type, here we go. All right.
So, and then let's see, we can just
Is it like this? I'm trying to remember. Is it route?
let's see, we'll just do const router equals use router,
Okay.
and then we can go down into our page transition component, and then we'll have route equals. Let's see, and that is router.asPath.
Cool.
I think that should work. We might need to do some regex to get rid of the trailing slash, but I don't think we will.
Okay. Let's see what we got. So as we
Let's
move
see.
around,
Yeah. So now you can see both
got
both them
it.
on the page at the same time where you see the purple. So that actually is
Pay.
the page enter done is when it completes. So that page enter, that page is the class name we created, and then there is if you go to the React transition group docs, it'll tell you the page enter active, page enter done. So
Cool. Awesome. Yeah, I have not used this library. We got, yeah. So this, I'm really loving this already. This is pretty easy and makes sense once you have it set up. Like even
yeah,
this component here feels like you can kind of copy and paste this from project to project, and like
yeah,
most of
and
this
that's
is going to be boilerplate.
it is, yeah. It's really quite nice and it's super flexible. I mean, there's a ton of different ways to approach these animations, whether it's, just doing a really simple page wipe or getting really complicated and having things, move on
Right.
the different planes. As well as it allows you to target your enter and exiting components as well, right from there. So if you're in the docs there, just so everybody, I mean, that might be a good one to link to the chat as well.
Yeah, I
But
just
if you
did.
click
Just drop that
on,
in there.
oh, perfect, the CSS transition as well, we can see, the different. So you got the class names, my node. See, is the Yep. Then you can see that my node enter active. So those are kind of going to be what we're working with as far as how we're setting up our
Cool.
um, animations here.
Awesome.
So yeah, for this first one, this basic page wipe, I guess we'll go to back to our page transitions component, and then we will create a new component in our styles there, and then we can just call that one
Down
just
here.
call it wipe.
And it,
No, inside we'll create a new styled component.
okay,
So
got it. In here.
yep.
Cool. Call it what?
Um, Wipe or slide, whichever we prefer here. Kind of just give a name for that.
Cool. Styled.div.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, and then for this, we'll start adding styles. We can do position fixed, and then top 0, left 0, width 100%, height 100 viewport heights.
Oh, that's
Yeah, it's an annoyance that if you do the 100%, it throws the auto after there. I'm not
that's
sure why
weird.
VS Code
Cool.
started doing that, but it was doing that to me earlier as well. And then we can give it a slight background color, maybe just AAA.
All right.
Yeah, and then that kind of just if we look, well, we can add the wipe component in. It won't show up because it's not being rendered just yet. but
Oh,
just
right.
after our transition group there, we can add that
So
on line.
wrapping the main
Uh,
component.
no, outside of that. So we're just gonna just basically cover up the screen and then uncover it to reveal the new page instead of
Oh,
just
so
so
here.
actually outside of that midline 24 now,
Okay.
and then
Uh,
we'll have to wrap it in just an empty brackets as well
oh,
to
so
get the
outside the entire transition group.
yep yep
Got it. Okay, and then we need a fragment.
hmm yep.
Cool. Can handle that. All right.
So now
Should it go below?
uh, it can go either. We'll just add a z
Uh,
index to it to push it up if we need to.
okay, so we do
So
need it up.
it should be covering the page
Okay,
right
cool,
now.
cool, cool.
We'll eventually we'll transform it off the side of the screen.
Got it. Okay. All right, nice.
Yeah, so we can let's see, head back up to the styles there. We'll throw a z index of 5 on there. I think should be just fine. And then we'll
Cool.
do a transform, translate y or x, depending which way we want it to swipe, 100%. And then up inside of our main wrapper component, main component there,
Mm-hmm.
we'll do let's see, we'll have our page, let's see, the best way to approach that is our page exit. So that this will be, we'll do an ampersand dot page exit. So
Cool.
we'll be,
Let's see if I can find it. Nope. Here we go. Ampersand
yep,
dot page exit. That.
yeah. And I don't think there's a space. I'm not sure. I do think it matters there. So that our main component is what is
Got it.
taking
That's what's
the
getting the
page style.
classes.
Yep.
Good catch. Cool.
Yep. And then inside of that, we'll run a tilde space dot. We're gonna go and that'll be
Oh
we'll
wait,
put dot
tilde.
white.
Wait. Is it?
You
Is
had
that?
it. Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. And
Did
then dot wipe, and then we'll have to go down to our wipe component and then add a class name of that. So um,
so and dot something.
uh, no, we'll actually add class name to our wipe component so that it can
Oh, got it.
be targeted there because it doesn't take that otherwise.
What are we giving it? Oh, wipe.
Wipe. Yep.
Cool. Makes sense. Sorry. I'm catching on slowly but surely.
No worries. It's kind of a tricky way to approach it. So this is actually why it has to go after the transition group component because it is going to be a sibling to that, and it can't target previous siblings. So
Got it. All right, cool.
yep.
And
And
thank you to
then
Simon in chat and Jacob for answering questions. This is really good stuff. And Wafi, I see your question. Thank you for capturing it. So, just to pause here super quick, chat, if you're new here, if you type a question the same way that Wafi did, or hi, my name is Wafi, with an exclamation mark, I wonder, or exclamation mark wonder, it gets caught here. And we will come back to it and make sure that we answer your question. So if you had a question and we're like right in the heat of coding, I don't think anyone's ever said that phrase before. But anyway, it'll get caught here, and we will get to it by the end. So we already have two very important questions: one about Michiganders and fancy hats. So
yeah.
Wafi,
So
I will definitely come to your
to
question.
answer the
Yeah,
Wafi question, I think React transition group is based off of Vue
cool,
syntax.
awesome.
So I think it's the other way around. I think React borrowed that from Vue.
It's so much easier in
I
Vue
could
because it's like built in.
very much, yeah, could
Yeah,
very much be off on that. But
that's a great question though. Thank you, Wafi. And then, yeah, viable. I wonder how key works without being inside map. Thank you for surfacing that again. Yeah. So is this basically mapping or is it? Oh, so this is adding that key to the two things that it then has, because it basically wraps that main component. Thank you, this anonymous cheerer who keeps dropping a bit. Thanks. The main component. So that key is getting put to both pages as it's transitioning, right? So like the route, if I'm going to slash about gets put on the div that essentially is wrapping all the children in the about page. And then if I'm going to contact, right? So like that key gets put on contact, and it just lets React kind of understand
It lets
which
it
one's
know that
which.
there's a new component coming in, and that, instead of, if that component was re-rendered, it would see that same key and it would not do the page transition. So if it sees a new component being rendered there, then I think that's what it does. At least
Yeah,
that's what I'm assuming it does. So
it's the same principles as to why you need keys on a map, just so that React can kind of understand which item's which, and if order changes, it still knows that, oh, this is still the about page, even though it's lower down in the DOM. That whole thing. So yeah, good question. I appreciate it. I'm going to pause on the others just to make sure that we don't separate it too much, but just letting you know, Chad, if we don't get to it, we can save it there, and we will just a little bit later. So you've got this wipe class, and you're using this because it is a sibling of the transition group, or
yep, that's actually a
no,
sibling of the CSS transition
right
there, or
there
the
we go.
main component as they're being rendered out. So you get two of the main components pushed out there. This won't work if if we don't include component null either,
Right,
because then
because
it becomes a descendant, which then our main component is a descendant of that, and you can't travel up the chain. So you
cool.
have to do some. There are clever ways around that, certainly, but this
But this
is
seems to work
just,
well.
yeah, this seems to be the best option there. So we are in page exit.
Yeah. So
And
it's
then
wipe.
inside of that, we'll just do transform, translate Y 100% again, just to re-echo that.
Cool.
And then below that, we'll do and page exit active.
Inside wipe still.
No, no, no. So
Okay,
outside of just
got it.
outside of page exit. So now we'll have the style for page exit active, and then we'll have translate Y here with our tilde wipe. So this is how we're gonna have to
Yep.
target that, and then we'll do our let's see, yep, translate Y 0%, or just 0 is fine as well, and then transition transform 100 milliseconds or 1 second, or yeah,
Specify
and
an
then
ease or
yeah, ease is, yeah,
cool.
ease is just fine. So
All right. Do we want to try this? This should
yeah,
work now,
let's
right?
give it a shot there. Yeah,
I'm just gonna
should.
refresh just to make sure. Okay, we saw something. It happened really fast.
So it'll have to be 1,000
Yeah,
milliseconds.
that makes.
So, so it's happening at point. Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
There we
Okay. So we're definitely seeing
go.
it. It's interesting that the page back there is transforming, and they're already throwing a Jacob through. Jacob just toilet papered us. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So that is essentially what happens when we that's half of the animation
It's a
here. So
wipe, Jacob. I just got it. Thank you, Jacob. It's a wipe.
ah, there we go. And then we'll do a page. Let's see, which do we have so far? Do we have can you go back to the code editor?
Oh
Just
yeah,
want to
sorry. I was having too much fun clicking.
page. Let's see, just page enter done. We'll need to do the same thing for here.
Cool. So page enter.
Page enter done.
Okay.
And we'll do translate Y of negative 100% here.
Got it. Negative 100. Cool.
And
Same.
then let's see. Yeah, we'll have the transition on that as well. So then when the page is done exiting, it'll then we'll switch to page enter done, and then that will continue just along its
Got
way
it.
there.
Got it. And we're gonna have to like delay the new page coming
Yep.
in so quickly, right?
Yep. Yep.
That'll
So that's
happen
what the
soon.
timeout does there. So we can take our timeout and then
Oh,
add a zero out of that. And that should, oh, actually,
make it
what's happening
2,000.
um, which should only need to be the 100, but the way that the page gets appended on there might be what is causing that. Let me
Yeah, no worries.
take a quick look at. So,
Yeah. So for a
so
second,
yeah,
so
so
wipe's
our
always there. Got it. Yeah.
yeah, so we'll want to go in into the main wrapper, and then we'll do uh, page enter inside of that. Do we have
So
a page? Sorry, go up into the styled components again.
got it. Main component.
Yeah, inside of that, we'll do page enter.
Like towards the
And,
top, you said.
yeah, we can do page enter active here. I think
Pa-
both of those.
okay. Okay. And then
And then
also
we'll
page
do,
enter.
yeah, and then inside of that without the wipe class now, we'll do position absolute, top zero, left zero, width of 100%.
Every time.
Yeah.
Cool. So we went the height,
So
100
that'll what that'll do is that will make our entering page not,
disappear.
and we could even do like opacity zero on that. If we add page enter dash active, it might be a better bet there. So we can actually get rid of this one and then just add the dash active onto the top one there, I think is,
Got it. Okay,
or
cool.
we can just add the, yeah.
Moving. All right. I need the dash. Like that is what you're thinking?
Yeah, we can do it that way or just add it to the top there on line 5, just the page enter
Oh,
active.
okay. Oh, so we don't even
So I
need
don't I
the
don't think we
second
need,
bit.
yeah, I don't think we need
Okay, cool.
to do that. We'll find out here quickly, I guess.
Sounds good. All right, should we give it a shot?
Yeah.
There. Yeah, that worked. Oh, that one went a little too quick. That's going to about. I wonder if it's the order of it that matters. We need to do some z indexing because that one pops to the
So
top, but
yeah, we
about
might need to do
doesn't.
some z indexing on that. There might be some z index stuff on the actual put a z index of 4 on there. Let's just see how that works. Um,
All right. So if you go back to home, yeah, home still
okay,
pops
so
up
that's,
first.
yeah.
About pops up first too. So
Okay, so let's just
negative
do
one.
opacity 0 on there.
Okay.
And that way it just won't show up while it's active. So
Cool. All right.
yeah,
That worked. Nice. All right. And I love that
so
the navigation doesn't disappear while the transition's happening. It feels like that was intentional so that
yep, yeah,
the user
absolutely. And
doesn't lose the ability to change their mind if they clicked contact instead of about or whatever. They don't have to wait for whatever you've got going on.
of course, in real world, this would be, you'd want to change the duration of that to be a lot quicker
For
to,
sure. No, there's no
yeah,
reason to slow your site down just to annoy your visitors. Unless that's your thing, unless that's kind of your
yeah,
business model, then go for it. I think Mischief might be interested in that kind of a thing, but they do some
geez.
fun stuff.
Yeah, yeah, they certainly they're certainly corporate trolls, if you will.
Seems like a
Um,
fun place. Yeah, for sure.
it is, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, how would you get the wipe to be seamless without the gray? Seamless in what way, Viable? Or Ryan, maybe you understand.
Um, yeah, I'm not entirely sure. You could I think maybe we can answer that question with where we're gonna go next
Cool.
with this.
Yeah, we're gonna make it more complex. So that was the, let me see our checklist. Set up page transition. That is done, and we did a basic CSS wipe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
next up,
so actually
you
this
had gotchas.
yeah, so this will be interesting. So if you scroll down on the homepage here,
Yeah.
now if you click about, you'll see it jumps
Ah.
up to the top there. So in our
Yeah.
app.js, we're gonna have to account for that. So inside of here, we're gonna bring in a import use state.
Okay. From React.
Yep.
Cool.
And then use effect as well.
Okay.
And then let's see. Yeah, so we'll create a use effect here.
Oh, sorry, I was reading chat and
No worries.
so sorry. You use effect. Oh, by the way, I just found this out, and I'm so glad I accidentally did it. Look at this. Are y'all seeing my cool little spotlight? How cool is that? Isn't that the coolest thing? Chat's mind is blown. Chat's losing it over there. I know it. Yeah, I just tap control twice and I get a little spotlight. So in case my mouse moving around isn't enough, I can be more obnoxious. So this stream's getting better by the day, people. It's just we're only going up from here. It needs a Batman logo. It does. All right.
So
So
we'll create a state first here. We'll do
okay, cool,
const. Yeah, just so that we have something to reference once we create our use effect.
cool.
So we'll do routing page offset and then set routing page offset and then use state. And then we'll just start with 0 because that'll be our scroll position.
Makes sense.
And then we'll inside of our use effect here, we will do let's see, router dot events dot on route change start.
Is on like this.
Sorry, no, on parentheses,
Okay,
and then in a string route change start. Yep.
cool.
And then we'll have it go into a function called page change. And then we'll also create this function inside of our use effect. So
Okay,
so
so const.
so after yep, const page change, and
Okay.
then inside of that we'll have our set routing page offset. And then we'll just do window.scrollY.
All right. So this grabs how far we are from the top currently, right?
Yep, and that's all you really need to do there. And then we'll just yep,
There
page
we go.
change there.
Cool. Very
Yeah,
nice.
and then our dependency list will be let's see, it'll just be the router events, I believe there. Should
Um.
on 16 there are dependencies.
Yeah, I guess so. Router out events down here.
Hmm.
Cool. And thank you for those follows. Welcome, viable clan member. We are people, not horses. Sorry, honorary horses. It's just a little different. But welcome. Thanks for the follow. Great. Okay, so this use effect is basically going to set this routing page offset as the page changes. So
Yep.
once I
So as soon as
click
the
the
page,
about, then it's going to set. Or sorry, like once I click this link, then it fires. So it's not like I want to point out that we didn't set an event listener on scroll, right?
right,
We're not keeping state on every single like scroll, updating state. We're only
it's
doing it.
just on the router event.
Cool.
So
Good.
then we will pass the our routing page offset into our page transition component.
Okay. What do we want to call it?
Routing page offset, routing
I
page
like that
offset.
name. That works.
Yeah, just keep it super simple there.
Yep.
And then we can go over to our page transition. And then inside of that, we'll pass our routing page offset into our main wrapper or main component
Transition
there. Sorry. No,
here.
the line 50 main
Oh,
component.
main component. Thank you. Got it.
Yep. And then yeah, same two props there. So routing page offset, routing page offset.
All right. And then main component here can then use it, right? We can call a function that uses that
Yep.
actual. Cool.
Yeah. So inside of that we can just use I think I have it set up to let's see at the very bottom inside of our main wrapper there we can just do let's see, yep, right there we can do main. And actually, it'll be in only our page exit active. So, do we have page exit
Page
active?
exit active. We do.
Yeah,
Yes.
right inside there at the end there, we'll do, we can either do an asterisk or a main. So we can just target the main component, yeah,
That
main
cool.
HTML element. And we'll do transform, translate Y, and then we'll do negative. And then we can do our dollar sign bracket props. So this is where we're going to pass our props into our styled components for it. Props.routing page offset. Then pixel px, and then we will close our parenthesis there.
Cool.
And then
So for people who aren't familiar with styled components, um, what we just did is like this by calling this function inside of this template literal, we're able to access the props that is passed to this main component, right? And then that's what you're pulling off there, and we're using that for a value on this translate. Am I describing that correctly?
absolutely, yes, yeah.
Cool.
And
That's one
then
of the
we can
cool
just
things
make
about that.
sure in our about and our index that we are opening those with a main component. So if we go to the left column
About.
there, I just want to make sure that those
Yep.
are, yeah,
Main
perfect.
and
So
main.
that's what's
Awesome.
being targeted on those. So those
Got
are
it.
being wrapped in our CSS transition, and that'll if we can actually let's test it out. So if we scroll down now,
Oh yeah, good call.
we won't get that
Nice. We didn't get that
abrupt
jump.
jump. So that's
Oops. I
yeah,
click. I clicked the same thing. That was
oh,
my
okay, yeah.
bad.
So we don't smooth scroll on there at all or anything. So
Awesome. So it's just kind of pinning it as it
uh,
transitions is or it pins that back page and translates it by exactly how much we had already scrolled. So it seems like it's not moving, but it kind of is. It's just happening so quickly that it does reset to top, but then we translate it back down. Is that essentially how that's working?
it's exactly how it's working. Yeah. So
Got
it's
it.
pretty instantaneous. Yeah, it's
Yeah, that's a really cool trick. Yeah, like I don't see a flicker or anything. So awesome. That's really great because I definitely would have had that gotcha of like, yeah, the transitions are cool, but it jumps around as soon as you scroll more than a pixel, so that's not too great.
yeah, that was I remember that being quite an interesting one to figure out. But
Awesome. Are there any other gotchas we want to touch on besides that?
I think that is really the
The
main
main one.
one
Cool.
that I had on my list as far as like things getting strange as you know as we go through this.
One
Yeah,
thing
so
I love so far is just that we can continue to add pages here, and it doesn't seem like we've added any complexity to the animation. Like I can have 5 more pages that we transition to, and I don't need to like set up those pages in any special way because it's all about what the wrapper is doing here, right?
yep. As long as they have a main element there, and
Right?
if you didn't, if you just had a section as your page, I mean, you could just target that as well in a in the
Yeah.
CSS there.
We
Because
could have just yeah, like as you said, we could have just done that, right?
yep.
Yeah, and that would get the next level on that's wrapping around. So yeah, I really appreciate that bit. Next week, 3D cube animation. We have had Bruno Simone on. He definitely did more than just 3D cube animations, but yeah, I would love to get more 3JS stuff going on this channel for sure. And Life asks, I wonder if the scrolling issue for transitions can be fixed with overflow behavior. I don't know because like my understanding of what's happening is that like as we switch out these 2 pages, we essentially have these two main elements that get added here. So like I have this main, but and then we have this wipe uh, element that is a
One
sibling of the
sticks
main,
around. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And
So
then
the sibling, it's actually the above there. It's the div class page
got it,
transitions
got it. Thank
is
you.
what
And then
yeah.
inside that, are we putting two mains in there at the same time, or is it just getting? Oh, it's getting just a different div to wrap around the main. So and
Yeah.
another main gets added, but it's inside
There,
a
yeah,
second div.
yeah, that's the child div inside the other one that's added.
Got
So
it. Yeah. Okay. Cool. I thought on the container. Yeah, not sure life. Good question. But this is really cool the way that this works. And I love that I don't have to figure this out by myself. This is a really handy library.
overflow hidden, if that's what he's mentioning, yeah, it does not work.
Got it.
Unfortunately.
Got it. All right,
Yeah.
cool. So we were gonna check out some more like complex keyframe kind of
Yeah,
animations, right?
so yeah, we'll dial it up in complexity here. So
Like it.
um let's see, we'll go back to our page transitions component.
Okay.
And we are going to start by we can get rid of our wipe component now. So we
All
can go
right.
through
So
and
just yeah, right, because we're getting rid of the
yeah,
wipe
yeah,
entirely.
we're
So
yeah, yeah. So this will be a lot more in line with the Anderson Supply Company website
awesome.
animation. So we're gonna do
Awesome.
something fun with this.
I'm
Gonna
excited.
have almost a 3D cube effect here.
Oh,
We'll
okay.
do just a page flip. So we'll have the
Oh,
whole page
sweet.
just spin around, and you'll be on the new page as it spins. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
I think this will be fun. It's just yeah something that came across in in my idea as well. I was kind of thinking through this course and
Love it.
yeah.
All right, let's do
So
it. So how do we get started?
for this, we'll go down to our so we've got our okay. Let's see. Just gonna all right. So we have our main component, and then we will have a secondary component right underneath that main component there. So we'll nest our children inside of that. So
Oh. So
yeah.
like this?
Yep, yeah.
Cool. I should close it. And
And then we'll have a class name on that of page transition inner. So what we're essentially doing with this is we're going to zoom the page out a little bit, kind of how we do in the Anderson supply, and then we're just going to flip it and
cool.
then zoom it back in. So that's why we need the two containers here, one for the CSS zoom out, one for the flip.
Awesome. And Amit Sheen, 3D CSS Master is in the chat saying 3D? CSS
Yep,
3D?
yep,
Love it.
yep.
He's excited.
Great. Yeah, this will be a lot of fun. So
Awesome.
um, let's see, just catching up to where you are.
Yeah.
Okay, children
Class
is in there.
names, I assume, and
No,
children's
just
there.
class name on this
Okay,
one. So
got
this
it.
is yeah,
Autocomplete
this doesn't
field
have
name.
anything to do with the CSS transition is where
Cool.
the only time we need class names because that's what's being appended onto there.
Got it. Okay, cool.
Let's see.
Luxonata, good to see you.
And we'll head back up into our styles now.
All right.
And then we can do our on page interactive. Do we have that already? Yes, we
Page
do.
interactive. Yep.
Um, let's uh, let's create a new style underneath that. We'll do dot page enter active, comma page exit active. So we are
Oh.
duplicating sort of slightly, but
Okay. Here's one thing I always have to like fail and try again. Do I need to do another and, or is this going to get
yep, yep.
okay?
So we will need another ampersand there.
Page enter. What's the
Page
second one?
exit active.
Thank you. I always have to like do it and then go, nope, it's the other way. So,
And from here, and this is where we'll target our page transition inner class.
page transition. Okay, got it. Okay, page transition. that's that new component we just added, right? Yeah. Cool.
Then we'll do a height of 100 viewport heights and an overflow hidden on this.
All right.
Let's see. Now we'll go up in our styled import. We'll do a comma keyframes from styled components. So with styled components, our keyframes are done a little differently than you would in standard sort of CSS. And then online, let's see, it'll be 3 or so there. We'll create a keyframes animation. So let's see, we'll call this transition zoom. So this will zoom us out. And then we'll do equals keyframes, and then yeah,
So just
backtick.
this? Cool.
Yeah, and then we'll do 0%. We'll just have transform scale 1. So we're gonna fake the zoom out here with scaling.
Makes
And then
sense.
30% we will do scale of 0.6, 70% scale of 0.6.
Let me just use my copy and paste feature that I've got on this computer. Pretty neat. 70%,
And then
0.6,
100,
you said?
yeah, yeah, 0.6 for both 30 and 70, and then at 100% we'll scale it back up to 1. So
Cool. All right, nice.
and
So
then
I guess I'm grabbing this.
yeah, so we'll go to our where we just added that inner, and then we'll do animation, 1000 milliseconds, just to keep it consistent there. And then you'll need the MS on this.
Got it.
And then dollar transition zoom, is that what we
Yeah.
called it? There we go. And then I've got this as a cubic Bezier,
Okay. What
and I've
numbers we
got
got?
0.4501.
Apparently they wanted me to use that one. 0.4501. Like that?
0.450.551. Sorry, I
Ah,
missed
my fault.
55 there.
0.55. It wants to
Yeah,
just keep having me use the one that they want.
yeah. And
Cool.
then animation fill mode, both on the inner there.
Yeah, I can
So
just do the end. Yeah. Cool.
and then let's see, we'll do a background of white on this as well, because that'll come into play in a moment.
Oh, sorry. This one's my fault.
No
There we
worries.
go.
Yeah, let's so if we go back to what we have going,
We never defined secondary component.
yeah, secondary component will be just let's see what we got here.
Style div.
Yep, position relative.
Is that it?
Yeah, yeah. For now, we can
Cool.
just have it as that. So
All right. About nice. That's really cool. It takes the whole page.
yeah,
That's super cool. So next is the flip. Like right now, I can definitely see what you mean where we're zooming out and now we need to do the rotation and then it comes back in.
yeah.
That's really cool. All right. I'm loving it. Loving it.
So yeah, yeah. Now we'll do our we'll create 2 more keyframes,
All right. Let's just copy this.
and then we'll call it one transition out flip and then one transition in flip, because we're going to be kind of flipping them from, one will be flipping to negative 100 degrees, the other one will be flipping to positive 100 degrees.
Sounds good. Awesome. All right. Should we grab this bit? Because I'm feeling we're
No,
gonna. No?
we'll just do a from and a to.
Cool.
So this will be, yeah, pretty easy. So the out flip will be from rotate Y transform rotate Y, sorry,
All good.
uh,
I just yeah.
of 0,
Okay.
and then 2, transform rotate Y 180 degrees.
Cool.
And then we'll, yeah,
Reverse it.
yeah, exactly reverse. So from
Cool.
negative 180 degrees to 0.
Awesome.
Just when I'm rotating in the sort of same direction there.
All right. And then we're gonna apply these to one of these other like interactive or like on the exits basically, or
Uh, yep, directly on. So page exit active. Do we have that one isolated? Yep.
yeah, we all
Right.
yeah, okay.
So yeah, just on the isolated version, we'll do animation.
Oops, I clicked that. Accident. All right. Animation.
Yep. Um, let's see. And then we'll do 500 milliseconds, so it'll be half of what we had there, and then we'll do our transition out flip, and
Cool.
then 250 milliseconds here for our delay. And then we've got another cubic Bezier of 0.37, 0, 0.63, and 1.
Cool.
And then we'll do both fill mode both as well on that. And then backface visibility of hidden. No, that'll
That's a
be,
different property. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That just makes it so it's,
Clear on one side,
yep.
right? Cool.
Yeah, and then we will do the same thing for our exit active. Or let's see, was that exit active that we
That was
just
exit
did?
active. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see, enter active,
Interactive.
sorry.
Cool. All good. I think we have
Yep.
that. Page
And
interactive. Yeah,
then
we have that up there. Should I just grab that?
as long as that
And
one's isolated, yep.
yeah, and then transition in flip.
hmm
All right. The rest stay the same. I think it kind of
Yeah, the
has to, right?
rest, yeah, the rest are exactly the same there.
All right. Cool. So I think I saved. Yeah. Oh, I did my thing again. Let's give this a shot. All right. We're getting there.
Yeah, let's see.
Something. It's bringing back the same page.
Okay, so yeah, that might have to do with our timing as well on there. So we'll take a look at that in just a moment. Those should
Yeah.
all be accurate. Um, let me
Um, what determines when the element is removed from the DOM? That's what I'm trying to.
That's our timeout.
That's
So
what that
that's
is.
on our
Okay, so that's
CSS.
1,000 seconds.
So when
Got it. So that matches up to the animation, and none of these go longer than this. So this is going to wait 250 milliseconds. That's why it doesn't flip right away. It kind of hits, kind of shrinks, then flips,
yeah, so
right?
I'm just yeah, that is correct. Okay, so I'm think I'm seeing what's going on here.
Okay.
So we need to change our uh component. We want that to be not null anymore. So our transition group.
Ah, interesting.
So we want that to be we just you can just have it eliminate it.
Oh,
And
okay,
it'll
cool.
the default will
It'll
be
default. Cool.
yep.
All right. Should we try it again?
Yeah, so it's still gonna kind of do that.
Cool.
Because I think we need to do a preserve 3D on there.
Ah, on what exactly?
Let's see.
On all of it?
Actually, let's go to I see what I've got going here. So this we'll have to do a use state in this as well. So
Okay.
we're gonna create a state for when it's actually transitioning, and then we'll pass that in as a class name.
Okay, so
On our, let's see, yep. So we'll create state.
transitioning.
Yep. Yeah, just call it transition state, or transitioning is fine. Set
Okay.
transitioning, and then use state,
Default
and
of false,
then
I assume.
um, default. Yeah, default to just empty. Empty is fine. Does I
Okay.
don't think it. Yeah, because empty will be that'll pass as false.
Okay.
And then we'll create inside of our CSS transition. We'll do on enter. So it might be time to break those down, and then we'll create a function called we'll create it called play transition.
Oh, okay. We're creating the function.
Yeah, we'll create it right underneath that. So we'll have a const play transition, and then we'll have that just transitioning true, or set transitioning true.
Got it. Awesome.
And then on exited. So
Okay,
yeah,
so
so
we
we're going to have
passed
an
the
on
function
enter function
here.
and an on exited function. So we're going to have a play transition and a stop transition, just so that
Got it.
we're
On
able to.
exiting.
Yep, on exit. Let me just double check. Exited.
Okay, cool.
Yep,
Stop transition.
yep.
Okay, same sort of thing.
And then we'll just pull a true out of there. So
Cool.
then just have that be an empty string there.
Oh, okay. So just
Yep,
wanted that.
and then we'll just do a ternary in the transition group on 96 there.
Okay. Like outside of it or
Inside
inside of
there,
it?
and then we'll
Okay.
just have class name. Oh, sorry, inside the actual brackets for transition group. So we're gonna add a class to this component, which is why we're adding this back in.
Got it.
And then we'll just pass in transition state question mark, or transitioning. Sorry, I had it set as a
Yeah.
different line.
Cool.
Transitioning, and then yeah, it's that. We'll just do transitioning. That'll be in quotes, and then just uh, blank otherwise. So we can do and on that if we wanted to, instead of
That's all good.
yeah,
I kind of like
perfect.
being more specific sometimes.
And then yeah,
Awesome.
if we go to our global style.js,
Okay.
and just at the very bottom we can add a transitioning class there.
Inside this one.
Yep. And then we'll do width of 100%, height of 100 VH, overflow hidden. So this will kind of give us, this will make sure that when it does do its flip, we're not getting side scroll bars.
Cool.
Uh, Position relative, do a background color of AAA, or just some nice, whatever color we decide here. And then perspective of 1800 pixels.
And so that's going to allow for some like 3D effect where you have like
Yep, exactly.
force point perspective. Okay, so we've got transitioning that's added to a class. This, if it's transitioning,
Yep,
which
that
it's
class
getting,
gets appended.
God, it gets appended to the very top, right? So everything can kind of see
Yep.
that class because it's going to be a child of it.
Mhm.
And then where are we using that transitioning? Oh, right. We're using it
Yep,
right
we
where we
just
just did it.
did that
Cool.
there because I think you could probably add that to
Somewhere in here,
you can
but
do a
that's
styled transition group, but it's just the way we approached it. There we go.
got it. So we get that gray background now.
Yep.
And if we did like 53, be even darker. Kind of give you that. Nice. All right, so we still need to like touch up that disappearing bit, but other than that, it's coming along. Did we try the this is a global style, the preserve 3D? Did we put that anywhere?
Um, let me just check on something. I just want to make sure that it's not a Chrome thing.
Got it.
Let's see. I think if we add the preserve 3D, we could do that to the rotating both of those elements. The transition,
Okay.
uh, yeah, the
Like put it in the
interactive.
actual keyframe or
Uh, no, I would put that on the actual active
okay, cool.
states there. So
Preserve. No, it's something else. What's the I always forget what it
okay,
is.
so we might need to do a small translate Z on those because it does appear it is a Chrome issue
Oh,
there. So
interesting. Hey, Antho, good to see you. And Wafi, good question. We will hit that for sure. Great to see you, Antho. Hope you're doing well. Um, cool. Just
yeah,
to show.
so we'll do. Let's try. Yeah, this will be good. So on our keyframes,
All right.
let's do rotate 0. Translate. Let's see, that would be the Z index of just 1 pixel, and then we'll do the
Translate Z is what you're saying? Is that a
yeah,
okay?
negative 1 pixel. That'll
Uh,
bring it toward the screen, and then include that on the next line as well.
okay. Oh, didn't mean to cut. Cool. And
And
this is
we'll
+1.
translate. Yeah,
Got it.
see if this will do it for for Chrome.
Got it.
So I am a Firefox developer generally, and yeah, just
That's awesome. I
mm,
I okay. Still having a bit of funkiness.
see
Um,
that that might just take a little bit. So instead of the flip, we can switch gears and do uh uh we'll have it be. Let's see, let's go
well,
instead
we
of
we can try to
flipping, we can just
troubleshoot
trans.
that. I'm happy to spend a couple minutes and troubleshoot the flip because I'm kind of excited to see it if we can. Chat, does anyone kind of see that? I'm not sure if Amit is still so there's something happening where it's still the same one, and then we also lose it as soon as it goes kind of horizontal, right? Did
So maybe we need the backface visibility on there for these. We can try that.
oh maybe
It might be going clear on us. Let me
backface
flip all
visibility
the way
hidden.
around.
Let's try to get rid of
I
that.
might try
Yeah,
the do we have preserved 3D on those yet
no,
as
not
well?
yet. Yeah, that was the other
Let's
thing.
let's
So
try that as
if we
well,
just
yeah.
yeah, what's the property for that? I
Let's see, transform
no,
I thought it was transform style preserve 3D.
is that what it is? Transform style. You're exactly right. All right, let's see if this does anything. Yes. So we're getting closer for sure.
Yeah.
We're definitely getting closer. We just need to, as soon as it flips, switch to the other one. I don't
Yeah.
know which one did it. So let me bring back
So
the backface visibility bit just to see because we changed two things at the same time. Okay, so it was definitely not the preserve 3D as much as it was the backface visibility.
I
But should
thought
we only get
it
rid of it on one of them? No.
let me just make sure that these are stacked on top of each other perfectly too. That might be what we've got going here. So
Hmm.
I'll bet you that's what it is. I'll bet you we don't have these stacking up on top of each other at the moment. So if we go to
Oh, I think I kind of had it. Yeah,
close.
so so what I did was I got rid of this opacity bit. I
Oh,
think
yeah,
we're
that would be it. So let's put a z index of 4 on there. That would make complete sense because yeah, we didn't take away everything that we needed to. So z index 4 on there.
okay. Anything else?
Let's give that a shot.
Okay,
Let's
cool.
see if that there it is.
There it is. We got it. We nailed
Perfect.
it.
Yeah, we just
Awesome. Awesome. That came out great. That's perfect. Yeah,
here we
chat.
are. Yeah,
Thank you. Awesome. There we go.
fabulous.
We stuck with it, and it'll even work if we scroll down a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Nice. Perfect. That's really freaking cool. I love that
Yeah,
effect.
so yeah, it's a fun one. I was kind of upset that it was
Not
giving
working.
us a little
Yeah, but
yeah, a little
no,
little
we got it, and it'll scale it down to match the screen size and everything, so you can do 3D with CSS. I mean, if anyone knows, it's you, Amit, for sure. But Ryan, that was awesome. Great. So we did some more complex keyframes. Do we want to? And actually, I kind of want to. Let's check this in. I know we didn't save the other one. But that was so good that I want to make sure that we save this. So I'm gonna check that in locally. I'll push it up or I'll save it or whatever for later. I just don't want to. It's one of those things where I'm like, that was so cool. We had to fiddle with it a little bit to get it. Let's make sure we don't lose that because I feel like we're about to now undo it. Or you know what? I guess we could do like a
so we can actually just do the green sock stuff on top of it too. So it's it's
whatever you want to
it'll
do.
flip around. But I think we should maybe just disable the keyframes for that, and then we can run green sock separately over top of it. So
Cool. And just real quick, love it. Real quick to Gear Shift. First off, welcome to the stream. Great to have you. Pretty different, I would say. Next.js is kind of an extension. It's built. Okay, so the question for context is how much more different would you say that Next.js is from React.js? And it uses React, but it adds a whole bunch more features, routing, the APIs folder, so you can have serverless functions. There's just a ton that Next.js adds to um,
yeah,
what like a create React app would give you. Definitely check it out. But if you know React, you're in a great spot already. In my opinion, it helps to know React to use Next.js. It's kind of like one is a bit more foundational to know the other. If you don't know React, it's going to be tough picking up Next.js just because you're learning a lot of different concepts all at once. So I hope that answers your question. If not, feel free to, you know, ask more specifics. But yeah.
yeah. I think the routing is the big instance for doing this with page transitions because you are able to pass the route in as the key.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome. It's like Nuxt review. Yeah, right.
exactly. Yep.
It's the same thing of if yeah, Nuxt is built as a Vue framework, Next is a React framework. Cool. All right. So commenting that out didn't work because there are CSS keyframes
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
just kind of coming in as like JavaScript and they're
yeah.
gonna delete it for now.
It might
All
just
right.
be the syntax highlighter you have
Yeah.
there
All
too. So
good.
we can we'll do a yarn add GSAP as well now.
All
I
right.
think
Cool. Let
I
me
had that
pull that up.
in there. We can certainly there we
And
go.
for
Yeah.
anyone unfamiliar, GSAP is the green sock animation. What's the P stand for? So a platform, yeah. So yeah, it's animation library, super powerful, wonderful stuff. But can be tricky, especially for me, to use with React sometimes. So it's always helpful when we're able to do a little bit of GSAP and React on the channel because I learn a lot. So yeah, what do we want to get into?
Yeah, so this will be pretty similar to how we set up the slide. So we can go kind of one of two ways. We can just have a grid kind of to pop in, or um, we can try to do something like a crumpling effect and have the page fall away.
Yeah.
cool.
Whatever you have in mind,
All right.
I'm game for it.
Yeah, we can. Let's see. We'll do the grid one because it's super quick. So,
Okay.
and then if we have time,
Yeah, we're
we
doing
can
doing
get,
pretty good on time, so we might be able to
get a
get to
little
it.
crazy on the other one too. So yeah, you'll want to make sure we just pull the animations out of the page interactive there too, line
Good
17,
call.
etc. So
I'll get rid of that. Get rid of that and that. All right, looks good. And
excellent.
just to clarify, I don't think we touched on this, but exit active, enter done, those are part of this library. We didn't come up with those, right? But the thing that
Right.
we did come up with was just the word page because we passed it in here, right?
Yep. That class names will append dash enter active dash enter done dash uh,
Cool.
exit active enter
So like
exit done
if we
and
did
then
thing, this would
exit.
be
Yep.
thing exit active, etc. Right? Like there's like
Exactly.
this isn't a magic part. That's what we set, but that's set by the framework.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah,
Just
and
want to
then
make that clear.
that's helpful if you have like global transitions that, if you have two different
Got
things
it.
and you can kind of modify them based
So
on
like
that instead of.
page interactive and then like component interactive or just like, a local transition. That makes sense.
Yep, exactly, exactly.
Cool.
So we may end up adding that opacity zero in again,
Okay.
but
I'll
we'll
leave
see
it
in a minute
there.
here. So now we'll add a where we had our a wipe component, we'll add a grid component now to the end here.
Okay.
And then inside of that, yeah, we'll define it first. I think that'll be our best bet. So um, let's see, we'll do styled div there again, and then we'll have that be width of 100%, height of 100 viewport heights, top zero, left zero, uh, position fixed, just to get it to cover the screen.
Cool.
And then let's see, we'll do display grid here. Um, and then just for this example, we'll do grid template rows, repeat 10, 1FR, and then same for the columns. So we're going to create a 10 by 10 grid here. Can be, 1FR. Yeah, there you go.
All right. Yeah, my
And
syntax
then,
highlighting is just being a little funky, but I
yeah,
think that's fine.
and then below that, we'll just target a div, just because this will just be the children that we're going to put in there. Will just be divs,
Cool.
and then just do background black for this example, and then visibility hidden because we'll modify that in with green sock in a moment here.
Cool.
So
All right.
let's see. With this one, we're going to want to have a use ref and a use effect where we'll want to pull in here as well. So this is kind of how we set animations up with GreenSock.
Cool. So inside our
Our
page transitions component, right? So we're gonna want to import those.
Yep, we'll import those.
Use
Yep.
ref and use what?
Uh,
Effect.
use effect. Yep.
Cool.
All right. So we're going to set up two refs, one for our timeline and then one for our transition.
Should I just do
So
TL?
yep, TL equals use ref, and then we'll create a component ref here. So we'll just call this transition ref equals use ref. And then we'll add our transition ref on to the grid. Yep.
Cool.
And then inside that grid item, yeah, so there we go. Now we're going to create an array and map that out so we can get 100 divs in there. So we'll
Oh,
do
100. Got
brackets.
it. Okay.
Yeah, 10 by 10. Yeah, so we'll go 100.
Yeah.
So array, capital array, dot apply. This probably isn't the best practice for doing this. Parenthesis 0, comma array in parentheses 100,
Oh, wait.
capital array. So same. There we go.
Inside parentheses, you said?
Yep, yep. Then no, sorry, 100
Okay.
will be in the parentheses. So we'll do array parentheses 100
Got it.
dot map function. Then inside the parentheses we'll have xi, x comma I, and then return div with a key of the index. Which React doesn't like, but it's.
As long as it's not moving around, is my understanding. Like as long as those things aren't
Yeah,
shifting, that key
and
shouldn't
they're not.
be too big of
But
right.
yeah,
Shouldn't be
I
too big
just
of a
get
problem, but
yelled at by our linter very often for that.
yeah,
So,
it's not best practice, but it's practice. Let's just
but
say.
and this, I mean, just for this particular
Yep,
instance is
absolutely.
just something that's not ever gonna
Cool.
change really. So,
All
all
right,
right, now
so we
we'll
got
go back
100 divs.
into our use effect. Um,
Oh, right here. No, we haven't made it yet.
yeah, we'll create our use effect,
Cool.
and then we'll have an if transition ref dot current isn't there. So if exclamation point transition ref dot current, we'll just return. So just make sure that it's
Sorry, say
the
that again.
component transition ref dot current. So that's what we just defined. So basically, we don't want to run the function if it's not there because
Return.
yep, yep.
Okay.
And then right below that, we'll set GSAP dot set uh, transition ref dot current dot children.
Cool.
And we'll set that to auto alpha 1.
Au- Auto alpha?
Yep, yep.
What's
So
that?
what auto alpha is a green sock attribute that changes both visibility as well as opacity. So it helps
Oh,
to
right.
eliminate flashes of unstyled content, and so if you set your div to visibility hidden, it'll take that off, and then you can animate the opacity. It really helps in from animations specifically. So if you're
Cool.
doing if you want to do like from 0, if you have visibility hidden on the div, it'll animate it to opacity 1, essentially.
Got it.
If you were to set opacity 0 on the div in the DOM, then if you had a from opacity 0, it's just going to keep it at opacity 0. So it allows you to do the from
Two things at
essentially
once,
from yeah
basically.
from 0. So yeah, so you
Awesome. That's
basically
really
eliminates
handy.
the need for a from two. Yeah,
That's great.
super handy there. And then we'll do let's see, where are we? So yeah, we set that to auto alpha 1. That's all we need for that one. And then we'll do our tl.current.
That's our timeline.
Yeah, we can we actually we're just doing a single, yeah, we'll do it as a timeline. So gsap dot equals gsap dot timeline. We'll do repeat 1 side of there. Repeat delay 0.02 or 0.2, I'm sorry. Yo-yo true and then paused true.
Cool. All right,
And then we'll
chat.
do
We will touch on these things in a sec. Let's just
yep, yep.
yeah
So yeah, this does assume some green sock knowledge,
yeah, but
but
we can cover
should
it.
be pretty straightforward. And then you don't need the semicolon there because we're going to go right into our timeline. So right below that, we'll just do a dot from to, let's see, and then we'll do that same transition ref dot current dot children.
Transition ref. Sorry, I these pop-ups that are like supposed to help are just so like
So
that.
the
That's
same thing
covering
we
half my
used
screen.
as our setup there. So
Okay.
yep.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, and then we could have set that as a variable, which would have, made things a little bit,
We can do that still. What should we call it?
um, let's see, uh, uh, transition elements. I'm not sure, what we can,
Yeah,
whatever
not
we
sure
want.
either.
Uh, we could call it, yeah,
Let's just call it that. It's not great, but
yeah, perfect.
it'll work for right now.
Yeah,
From
maybe
two
make it plural
element.
because it's 100 of them. So
Good call. Okay. So grid or squares, or
yeah,
they might not be
perfect.
squares, but there we
Great.
go. Now
Yep,
I
there we
understand
go.
what they are a little better.
Great,
Cool.
great. Absolutely.
Squares.
Yeah, and then we'll do scale 0, border radius 100%. That'll be a string.
Thank you.
And then in our 2, we'll make that 2 scale 1. So essentially what we're doing, we're setting the auto alpha to 1, so we're removing the visibility hidden, but we are setting the scale to 0 here, so it'll put
Still
those
be
completely
hidden,
to, yeah, they'll
essentially.
be hidden
Got
essentially
it.
still.
Scale one. Anything else?
Uh, border radius 0, camel case,
Cool.
and then stagger. So we'll set a stagger up here, and then
Is that a
we'll open.
third object?
Nope, nope,
No, it's in the same.
not
Cool.
anymore. Yeah, it's inside of that. So stagger, the properties used to be a third element, but now they integrated. So yeah, we'll open a new object here, and then grid auto. So this is a really kind of cool newish feature in Green Soccer, these sort of advanced staggers that we can, and then
Oh,
we'll do
interesting.
from from edges,
From and then edges
EDGES. Yep,
like that. Okay.
yep. We'll just do ease in quotes sign. So this will actually ease the entire
Do I add an E or just
stagger,
SIN?
SINE,
Cool.
and then amount. This will be the total time this takes up. We'll do just one for now, or a
Okay.
point.
So that's in seconds.
Let's do 0.9. It's just,
All right.
yep, that'll be seconds there. So
Cool.
um yeah, let's and then in our return statement we can just do tl.current.kill. That'll clean up our, I mean, this is
Timeline.
generally doesn't get unmounted, but it's yeah, it cleans up if it were to change
Good
or
practice.
get unmounted. So yeah,
And
it's
then
good
the
practice.
input, is this going to ever change or just
Let's see,
pass an
where is
empty
that on?
array or do we want to pass something in
No,
there?
that one can be empty
All
because
right,
that's
cool.
just setting that up.
Awesome.
And then in our play transition, where we're setting our state there in that function below this,
Um, Setting our
or
state.
maybe it's above it. It might be above.
Yeah,
Play transition, we'll have tl.current.play0.
like that.
And that plays, yep, that'll play our timeline at the 0 marker in the playhead.
So it'll start from the very beginning and play
Start from the
through.
beginning, because if you run it through once, then it is considered complete, and then you need to tell it, all right, we need to start at
Cool.
0 again.
Anything for stop transition in the timeline?
Nope, nope,
All
because
right.
we won't need. So yeah, we won't need to do anything there.
All right.
So
We've built out a lot. I'm excited to see it. Do you think we're ready to play around
yeah,
with it?
let's give it a shot and see
All
see
right.
see if we can get it on the first try here.
Let's
So
see. All right. Refreshed. All right. So I'm not
so
seeing anything. Let's check the DOM. GSAP target, not GSAP core found. Not sure if these bugs are part
target
of it.
not found. How are we importing GreenSock? That
Uh,
can get
GSAP
confused.
from GSAP.
Or GSAP from GSAP. Um, did we add? Is that in our package JSON? Do we need to restart
Should
the?
do. Might have to restart the node server, but I don't know. I mean, it's giving a GSAP error, right? Like that's GreenSock throwing that error. I'm
I
pretty
suppose
sure.
so. Target not
Yeah, it's
found.
the same. So it's definitely in our package. Yep, had it right there.
All right.
What's the
Let's see.
target that's not found though? Let's see.
Do we have our transition ref added as, let's see, the current dot children. Let's console log our squares there. Yeah,
Yep. Yeah. Squares HTML collection that is empty. Is this array thing maybe not working?
that could very well be.
Let's just see if we get anything if I just put a div in there. Yep, we get a div in there. So that array is not returning anything.
All right, wait, that is.
Um, let me try. Let's see if we can get this little thing to
Otherwise, we
create.
can just paste 100 divs in there too.
Let's see if it does anything. Oh, was it going to do something? Dang it. Array.apply. Oh, it's. Let me yank this out because I think it's trying to base it off that. All right. Oh, it had something. Array.
There
Array
we go.
100 map.
There we
Yes.
are. Look at this. Wow, that is beautiful.
Right? You just give it this this kind of like task that you would find on Stack Overflow or whatever, and it goes and does it. Let's see if it actually did it. It worked. Holy
Excellent.
smokes. Yeah.
Yeah,
I love it for stuff like that. And then I put it back to
yeah.
sleep. I say,
So
great
I'll
job. Now get back in your
yeah,
cage.
I'll forgive it for adding the auto to width of 100% every time now. So
No, it's actually not what's doing that. I had it turned off. It's
well,
just like my it's
forgive
just
VS Code for that
regular
because
VS
mine,
Code. Yeah.
yeah,
All right.
yeah, mine.
Now that we have those. Whoa.
Yeah. So we'll probably have to add the opacity 0 back to
Freaking
that part 2
cool.
one, and
All
then we
right.
can certainly speed it up to, a lot faster too, obviously.
Yeah.
But just to get the effect, we kind of keep it going slow for the screen share.
That's cool. Let's change it from black too. So that's the only thing I was like, if it wasn't
Black
black,
black is pretty harsh, yeah, but it kind of gives just a fun
it
effect that you
feels
can.
like Venom like taking over our page. It kind of feels like a symbiote's like just like coming through. That's cool. I love the circle to grid. Really, really fun. Um,
We go up to
yeah.
the pretty much the very top here where we have our
All
Z
right.
index of 4. We'll bring opacity 0 back in there,
All right. Cool.
and this will essentially hide that entering
Nice.
page
We're
until it's
off by a little bit
almost.
of time.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Is
So
that because it's 0.9 and if it's no,
yeah,
it should be.
that's probably it.
I don't know. I think the transition should have I was
So
gonna say if you made it to 1, it would
that
take
should be
longer.
exact. We could do 1.1 because the
No, it's happening too slow, right? I thought so. I thought it was happening. Yeah, see, like that was closer. Why was that closer? 7.75. Am I wrong there?
I'm
Because it was going into yeah, there we go. zero point 0.5
oh, look at that.
works.
Perfect.
Why? Why did 0.5 work?
Um,
Uh, what about where's that happening in the?
that would be under the
Oh, is does zero point 0.5 of a second work because it's half of our timeout, and so it's going to
oh,
switch from enter to exit at the halfway mark? Is that what it is? I'm
no,
completely
it
guessing.
should just go for the whole thing and then flip, but
I don't know. I don't see any time here. That's why I'm kind of guessing that would be it because there's no time in our CSS,
right,
right?
right. So it'll just be.
That's my
I'm
that's
wondering if the amount is
that's my
basing on that
hunch.
because it's a timeline. Let's see.
Where was the
Repeat
time?
delay to
Duration. Where was the duration?
duration defaults to zero point 0.5, but the stagger, yep,
Oh,
stagger amount.
wait.
That's the amount there. That zero point 0.5 is zero point 0.5.
Oh, that's the difference between them all, right?
No,
Got it.
amount is the total amount of time it takes. So
Okay. Okay, cool. So then that should still work if my theory is correct. Nope, it's a little bit off. Interesting. Okay.
yeah,
I have
I
no
think that's
idea.
because we have the repeat delay of 0.2 on there possibly. So
Got it. So we just happen to kind of like stumble into the time that works pretty well.
yeah,
But that's really cool. But yeah, you can, so like now that's a lot more complex, but you can use this kind of transition effect for a whole bunch of stuff, including Chad. If you weren't here earlier, this is a site that Ryan worked on with his agency, Elegant Seagulls. And it's just a really slick transition back and forth between pages that, like, I don't know, it feels great. And yeah, so we've seen how you can add green sock, how you can just do this in CSS, how you can achieve all kinds of different effects as you transition from one page to another. Um, Really fun stuff. And then for that, you could even get into like changing the color of the div based on the position that it is in the stagger and everything. So it doesn't have to be like a flat gray. It could be a cool grid gradient or something, right? Like you can get into all kinds of fun
absolutely.
stuff.
Yeah, and then it doesn't yeah. I thought the grid would just be it was an effect I hadn't seen, so I just thought I'd give it a
Yeah.
shot for this and just kind of show what that can do.
Oh, that's
Um,
awesome.
yeah, and let's uh let's see if we can get a little crumple effect
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's do it.
before we run out of time here. So
Awesome.
we can did you want to commit this or are
Sure.
we
Let's do it.
yeah, because we're gonna pretty much nuke that
Add
again.
grid.
So
All right. We'll do that. Awesome.
yeah, so we
Chat,
can
chat, just super quick. Make sure you get your questions in by typing "I wonder how we did that grid effect." Obviously, not a good question, but just showing you how it works. We will grab your questions here at the end if we haven't answered them already. But if you got any questions, please ask them, and we will happily get to those. Just don't want you thinking that questions aren't welcome. We welcome them. So yeah, so we've got this green stack timeline. What do we want to do?
so we'll eliminate that
The squares or just
completely.
everything in
So
here?
um let's see. Yeah, we don't need the use effect anymore.
Okay, wow. So getting rid of all of that. Cool. The grid too.
Grid will be gone.
Okay.
So now we on that play transition,
Yep.
we can we'll get rid of that and if we see let's console let's see console.log. There's I'll have to check the documentation on React transition group real quick here.
Yeah, no worries. Just for the
There
chat.
is, let's see if we actually it should tell us the element that gets passed uh on click there.
To play transition.
Yeah.
Should we
Let's
just
see. Let
log
me.
out E?
Yeah, we can. I don't think you. Yeah, we can. I think it's I and then element is what it is. It's either index and element or the other way around. So
Oh, so it gets I and then element.
yeah, it gets two things. I believe that's the order. If
Cool.
we log them, we'll find out for
Find out.
sure.
All right. Page transition. So we got that. We got rid of our other log. All right. So we've got I and element. It's looks like element first and then false. I don't know what false
Okay,
is.
so let's see.
Yeah, false is always second.
Okay, yeah. Well, we'll just get the element then. So that's
Sounds good.
all we really need.
All right.
So then now we can use GreenSock to just to actually animate the uh, the element that we're playing here. So
Transitioning out or
let's see. Yep, yep.
cool.
And then that is let's see. What is the function that we're calling that on? I just want to just double check that,
We
make
are
sure that.
calling play transition on enter for
So
the
yeah, we'll
CSS
probably
transition.
want to do that on exit.
Okay. So should I get rid of stop transition or no?
Let's see. We can keep that on there as well.
All
So
right.
on exit, we'll do play transition.
Cool.
We might need to change that to like on exit start or something, but we'll give this a shot first.
Go ahead and do it now. Play transition. Cool. Fixed.
Great. And then let's just try GSAP dot two element y percent 100. Let's just see because I'm totally winging this at this point. So
No worries.
yeah,
1%, 100. And thank you for the follow. Welcome, Hash.
yeah,
All right, cool.
yeah, let's
See what that does?
yeah, let's give that a shot.
All
See if
right.
that's what we.
Hey,
There we
it
go.
went down. Awesome. And thank you for the follow, Ferdycam. Welcome. Both honorary
Awesome.
horses. All right, so that
So that's
works.
great. We'll go back in. We'll add our opacity or our visibility back onto the one that we. If you go back up to the top there, the one that we
This one?
hid. Yep.
Cool.
And then we'll just do a Z index because that'll overlap the top of it until it's gone. So we'll add a Z index of uh, 0 there, and then exit active, we'll have a Z index of 1 just so that we can.
Got it.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so that
Yes,
the one
we're getting.
exiting is always sliding on top of the one that's next.
Yep, yep.
Cool. Nice. Nice. All right. Oh, I think I went too fast for it. Did I break it? I might have broken it.
See.
Cool.
Yeah,
I
and
think
then
I
you,
went
yeah,
both and they both left. That's interesting.
yeah. So you might, I mean, we might just need to prevent as it's going. So,
Yeah, that's funny.
let's
Got a little
see.
overeager. All right, cool.
Yeah,
So it's sliding
no
down.
worries. Yeah. So now we can do a little bit of some clip path animation to try and get a kind of cool crumpling effect.
All right.
So let's see with that element. Let's see what we can do here. We'll do a we'll make that a timeline instead of just a two. So we'll do gsap.timeline.
Geez, okay.
So yeah, yeah, and we can just let's break that just down to a new line because we'll keep that element to 100% as well.
Should we make that
You
a
need
two?
parentheses after
Yeah.
timeline. Yep, and then we'll do a from to right below this just so we can string these together. No, we'll go before we send it to 100%
Cool.
here. There we go. Yep. And then we'll do target our element again,
Okay.
and then we'll do clip path. Yep. And then polygon. Then we'll do parentheses. We'll do 0%, 0%.
Commas, right?
Yep. Let's see. Just, no, the first two will be do it's XY, so we'll keep the first two no comma between them and the second.
Thank
So
you.
yeah, each pair has a comma.
Cool.
And then 20% 0 comma 40% 0
Are you working
comma.
this out in your head or are you looking at a reference? I'm just curious.
I have an old reference up here that I've got
Cool.
as all variables, so it's going to be kind of it's yeah
No worries.
confusing. 40 0. We'll do let's see 100% 0, so that'll get us all the way across the top,
Cool.
and then we'll do 100%.
We could actually do Clippy if you want.
Yeah, let's do that.
That way, like people can see what we're coming up with
Yeah,
because we
that'll.
can do our own custom polygon, right?
So yeah, we're creating
So
a
there's 0, 0. I'll make this a little bigger for everyone. Cool. You should be able to see it. You can kind of see the bottom, right? Can you read the bottom, the clip path bit? Now you can. Cool.
so what we're doing, yeah, we're just creating a starting point just to wrap the whole image. So we can just, yeah, if we want to just grab all these values, like just make your way around it.
Cool. So 20, 40, 100. So this was 20. Oops, say 40,
And
100.
then
I can't edit it just yet.
yeah, just let's just
And
go
then
all the
just
way around on the sides. I mean, as long as
just
it's percentage based,
keep
we're gonna be great. Yep.
dropping dots. All right, cool.
Yeah. Drop these
Um,
dots and then yeah, work your way back up.
and there we go. And that should finish dodecagon. Cool. And then yeah, I can move them now. And yeah,
So I would
we're
just, yeah, just
kind of going
copy
for
that.
an approximation, right? Yeah. So to anyone who hasn't used Clippy or ClipPass in general, Clippy is a great tool that allows you to grab these kinds of shapes and play with them and see how the percentages turn out. If you want one of these like things just off the shelf, it's really handy. And yeah, it's really really nice to build your own clip paths out with that. So now that we have that, you can drop that in. Might have to remove the clip path bit. Yep. But yeah, there we go.
Excellent. And
Awesome.
then yeah, so on our two now, we'll make it look crumbly. So go back to Clippy
Yeah.
and pull a bunch of them in. So
Should have probably kept that one.
yeah,
Yep.
are we
I
able
should.
are you able to paste it in?
Nope. Not able to paste it in. So let me just hit refresh. It said decagon, right? It said
Uh,
decagon, I believe. I think it's the same amount of points.
yeah,
One,
yeah,
two,
it is.
three. Okay, cool. Hey,
So yeah,
Liang. Good to see you. Cool. So we want to crumple this in like all the way.
no, no, we'll just kind of have it like just kind of a rough crumple, just to yeah, just kind
So
of make it look like a crumpled piece of paper there. So
get to get artistic with it.
yeah,
That'll
yeah, that'll be
do.
perfect.
That'll do. Cool. All right. So copy that.
Mhm.
And that goes here. Clip path. And
No, that'll
then,
go right after your in your from to
oh,
object
the from
still.
two. Thank you. Good
So we're going
catch.
from the perfect square to this sort of strange like crumple shape
Yeah. All right. Cool.
there.
Um,
And
yeah.
yeah, and then we can do our
Doing a duration for that or no?
it'll default to zero point 0.5. I think we can
Cool.
just keep it at that. Let's just do like just a little rotation of -10, so it kind of like crumples and twists, and then we'll kind of
Nice.
fall off the screen.
All right. Got it. Cool.
Yeah,
Try it.
let's give that a shot. See
All
what
right.
that kind of like. So the
Not
clip path didn't take on the element, which
why, but it's rotating and it's moving down. So why is the clip path? Is there something about it? So something. Can
yeah,
I
that
not
might
do
be it
that?
actually.
No. Thank you for the follow. Welcome, Exorcisms.
I wonder if the is the
Position.
syntax okay? And we
Thank you, David. Welcome. Appreciate the follows. Great to have you here. Z index backface visibility. Like I'm trying to think of what this would be that would screw up a clip path. Anyone know any clip path gotchas? Angela, welcome. Great to see
let's
you.
well, can we inspect it while it
Yeah.
goes? Um, and then one
So
thing
it's tough to
about this too, we could set our the page transition
duration.
timeout to a super large number
Cool.
and then not do the Y drop transition
Cool.
on
All
there.
right, let's do that. I like that. Good debugging. Two.
That's a really nice way to debug these sorts of things. So
Yeah. All right. So I set the timeout to huge. And
now
so,
let's see, clip path none. It's going to style on that. and I don't know why it would be going to none there.
Wait, where are you seeing that?
In your on the inline styles on that right there, the exit.
Oh, it's thank you. It's happening in line. Got it. Yeah, clip path none. Interesting. Is there a gotcha with clip path, or is this just not?
Are
Is it
we do we
not
have
that?
the same amount of
That's
points?
about to check. One, two, three. Let's just count commas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
12.
9, 10, 11, 12. Got or no, that count that one shouldn't count. Do we have 11 or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
12.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11? But that means 12 points. Got it. So let's add one. Let's add 2 in here, right? Like just to see if I can figure this out.
And we might just need to set a default on the actual uh, element as well, just to see. But
I screwed up the comma bit. A default on the element. What do you mean by that?
just a clip path originally, but GreenSock should take care of that. I think we were confusing it without the proper number from
Yeah,
one
I
tween.
think you're right. 94%. Let's see if we can see if I can fake a point real quick and make that work. I doubt it, but maybe. Nope, didn't work. Still nothing. Still
It
clip path
might
none.
need a clip path on there to begin with
Okay.
for it to understand what's going on. So we can add that to the actual element on there.
Which one? Which one are we affecting? Element. That's this. So CSS
Yeah,
transition
so it'll be the
class
main
names.
component.
It will.
Yeah, it'll be
It'll be this
main
one.
component. Yep, yep,
Got it.
because
So the
that's
main
what.
component here. So clip path,
Yep.
just a rectangle or what?
I would just paste in our default.
Oh,
The,
in the
the
one that we had originally? Got it.
uh,
Okay.
yep.
Yeah, the
So
first one.
yep, our polygon there.
All right.
Let's see if we.
Nope.
No, strange. Very
All right.
strange.
Let's do a simpler one, if that makes sense. So let's go polygon this. Like let's reduce the points to see if that's the issue. And just kind of come in with a wonky, weird shape like that.
Yeah.
And
Good.
copy
Let's give
those
that a shot.
points to that. And copy, I should have copied those. Actually, I think I can do this. I think I've learned a new trick on Windows. You do, there we go, polygon, that one. Cool. All right, now, por favor. Nope,
Strange.
still weird. Why use quotes inside the keyframes?
It's a string, and GreenSock doesn't understand what the polygon would be there
Right. Yeah,
necessarily.
because it's green sock. Unfortunately, it's not. It's being passed as a JavaScript string, and then
I wonder if it's a semicolon on that
so the semicolon in the string.
on the
Ooh,
end.
yeah. Is that Captain Red Green? Let's see if that's it. Shouldn't be a problem up here. Let's see.
That'll probably there it is.
Good catch.
Yeah, very
Captain
nice.
Red Green, thank you so much. And Ahab, welcome and thank you for the follow. Great to have you. Really appreciate it. Captain Red Green, thank you for finding that. So let's go back real quick. We still have we have like
Yeah.
a minute, but still, let's do it.
We can command Z our way back to that. So
Oh, I think
let's
you're right.
yeah, and then we'll
Let's see.
just crush the semicolons
All right.
there.
I wonder if this is even necessary. I have a
Might
feeling
not
it's
be.
not. Semicolons ruined us.
Yeah,
That's so funny.
yeah.
You would think that they would remove that. Let's write a letter to Jack. Jack.
There we
Whoa.
go.
Interesting. Okay.
So
Something happened.
yeah, we're not yeah, because
There we
we
go.
also need
Nice.
we'll need to make
Oh,
our
not that.
duration,
Yep. And a normal number.
yeah, very normal. 1,000.
Oh, what did I do? I added the two. Ah, it
You got a
automatically added the semi.
semicolon right
Yeah.
there. Yep,
Semicolons are killing us today, folks.
they are.
We are pushing through though. Nice. Crumples up all nice. My guess at numbers kind of makes a weird little edge. I wish clip
Yeah,
you let me paste. Doesn't let me paste, huh?
yeah,
Demo background dot clip as. Yeah. I would love to be able to paste back into it, but heck, that it
yeah.
doesn't matter. That was the whole
So,
point. We could bring it even further in. We could scale it down.
mhm.
So
Yeah,
actually,
so
yes.
so you can add a yeah, what you can have it just crumple into nothing if you wanted to. That
Yeah.
would certainly be a pretty cool effect. You know,
Awesome.
I've got a on my example, I've got a filter drop shadow that makes it kind of gives it a nice little 3D look to it that we could
Nice.
add.
Filter.
Yeah, I would actually just do that in the CSS on the
All
exit
right, let's do
active.
it super quick. I'm just having so much fun. Page exit active. Just put it here.
Yep, yep. And then yeah, we'll just throw filter drop shadow.
Give me some
Um,
values.
oh geez, see, let's see. Let me see if I can
Let's go
get
zero zero
side by
zero
here.
like 8, right? For a bit of alpha, right? Or
Yep, yep, yep.
10
So I've
pixels,
got
10 pixel.
0 pixels, 5 pixels, 55 pixels, and then point three or point two should be good.
Point 2 is what?
The yeah, point two looks nice on white at least. So maybe go a
Cool.
little up for it because we'll be going over dark. Yeah, we might want to go a little darker with that.
So like point 8. What's that value?
So let's see what do we've got. You've got drop shadow. Oh no, let's not go color at the front there. So let's go um yeah, let's go 0 pixels, 5 pixels, 50 pixels, RGBA 0.3.
Okay, cool. Got it.
So that's our
Not
so maybe go a little darker with it. But yeah, if we go too
yeah,
fast again,
right.
start losing.
Well, that's the yeah, but that's the thing is that I don't really
Is that
see it.
happening on the right element? We might be missing the
Might be
proper
the
element there.
yeah. All good. We just know that we
Yeah.
we can add those kinds of effects and filters and stuff. Sorry, what is floppy? I don't make the rules. You're an honorary horse now. I really appreciate the follow. And welcome. Thanks for being here. Yeah, that was without comma. Oh, without commas. Thank you, man. I always get
Yep.
busted by
There it
these
is.
syntactical
Yeah,
things.
I totally didn't notice it. There we go.
Still not seeing it though.
Let's see
Might be on the wrong element.
well, what do we have as
Yeah, I don't think it's there. It's
what are,
all
what are we
good.
targeting for that?
That's page exit active. It should be that one. That should be
Okay.
it.
Let's see.
All good.
Filter on that.
All good.
You might need to do it on the parent element actually.
Interesting.
So if we still have our
Do we want to just add it to the green sock transition? It feels like it wouldn't be totally out of place there, right?
yeah,
Like
let's
it's
see.
definitely
I
gonna work.
think if we add it to the that class name that we created in our global styles for the exiting, if we added the filter drop shadow there, it'll work.
Class them we created in our Oh, got it. Transitioning. Are we still handling that? I
Yeah,
think we are, right? We're
yeah. I think
still yeah,
maybe.
because
Do we have
uh,
that in
on
our?
exit start, set transitioning, set transitioning. Yes, we are still handling that.
Perfect.
So
Yeah,
that
let's give
should
that a shot.
work. Let's give that one last shot, and then we'll get to questions. We might just be moving too fast, but I'm not seeing it. I don't know. Um,
We can move to questions. That should be just fine. But yeah, we can certainly.
255. That's not the. Let's see. If it's bright red, we should be able to see it a little bit easier. Yeah, it's definitely not there. Interesting. Oh
Oh,
well.
it could be something you can debug too and do
Absolutely.
the same
We
sort of
can
thing.
that
But
can
yeah,
be another stream. So throws a bunch of semicolons in the stream. Basically has been I mean that's great though that the bugs we've been hitting have just been like, oh, there's a comma missing or there's a semicolon or whatever. So y'all asked a lot of awesome questions. Let me pull these up. And see. I wonder. There we go. Interact. Great. So Viable asks, I wonder how key works. We did cover that. Key works just because it's rendering out children and React needs to kind of keep track of those things. Um, especially as the order in the DOM changes and as things get removed and replaced. And Wafi asks, I wonder if view syntax for transition is extremely similar. I wonder if it was based on React transition group. And Ryan, you said, yeah, or
I'm
the other way
the other way
around,
around,
React
especially
transition
for I
group.
believe their switch transitions is what React took from
Got it.
the view uh, Nuxt transitions. I think is
Got it. Um, yeah, I just was doing this to show off how this feature works.
yeah.
Life asks, I wonder if the scrolling issue for transitions can be fixed with overflow behavior. We kind of said no, we don't think that was
Yeah,
solved with a bit of clever
unfortunately
state.
cannot because it jumps up to the top no matter what. So,
Cool.
um,
And Chad, if you just got here, that issue was basically as you went to navigate, it would real quick snap you back up to the top. But we had a really clever fix that Ryan showed us, where you save your scroll position and state and make that as a transform Y. So you kind of, as it's transitioning, it will snap back up, but instantaneously you bring it back down to the scroll position, so the user doesn't notice. Um, Next export, not sure viable. Is that I'm not, is that like next build? Is that what that means? It should mean it
yeah, I'm
should.
not sure what
Yeah,
that
I'm not
means.
sure what
Um,
next export is. If anyone in chat knows, let us know. Wonder what's the most complex, mind-boggling page transition you've had to work on?
hmm.
James, good question.
uh, oh yeah, that's forthcoming.
Oh, you're working on
The
it now?
yes, yep. It's probably the hardest creative development I've ever had to do. So
Awesome.
that'll be for our new agency portfolio site. So um, yep,
Very cool.
something to look forward to.
Nice little
Um,
teaser there.
yeah, once that comes out, I'll post it in the Discord.
Awesome. Love it. Yeah. And chat, we have a super friendly Discord. We're actually doing a game night tonight, so make sure you join the Discord. Let me drop a little thing. Yeah. So the Discord community, the whole community is just fantastic. So make sure you are there. I just want to real quick show the fantastic site that is your agency's portfolio work. Very, very fun, and that's why people might wonder why your picture is sideways in all the ads and stuff for this, but it's because that's just how it is. That's kind
If you
of the
go
whole
to
style.
the
Yeah.
about page, so yeah, this is kind of yeah, that's one of the kind of wipe transitions that
Oh
this one is using.
yeah. Thank you for pointing that
Uh,
out, because I've been
yeah,
on the site so many times I kind of take it for granted. But yeah, chat, like check that out. Check out that really slick wipe effect with the feathers like that keep in the theme, right? Like sorry for just being like, oh yeah, whatever. I've been on the site a bunch, so I'm a little bit more numb to some of the cool effects. But yeah, it's a
yeah, yeah,
really great site.
yeah,
And yeah,
the new site coming on. So yeah,
yeah,
there's
there
my
you are.
the profile picture, just kind
Yeah,
of
it's
doing the head
awesome.
turn thing. Yeah,
Very
so
clever. Yeah, so that's elegantseagulls.com. I'll drop that link into chat. And yeah, just get back to the Wonder thing. But yeah, that's awesome to hear. I'm excited to see how you're going to even improve on this, because I think it's fantastic.
yeah,
Um,
it'll be cool.
awesome.
It's yeah.
And Viable asked a question I think was answered by Jacob and others in chat about, I wonder if Jest works without the React import line. It does work with Next in that you don't have to React or you don't have to import React, but I don't know about Jest. I'm guessing Jest wouldn't, but I don't know. I've never tried it, but good question. If anyone in chat knows, let us know. Black Marmalade asks, Nate, does it perform with search engine optimization? I don't.
So
It should. Yeah, I'll let you
so
take
yeah,
that.
the way Next is set up is it's server side rendered, so it will get indexed the same as yeah, just any kind of other pages. So just a standard HTML website, I guess, is kind of how those get indexed by Google.
And the
And then
transitions we're
time,
talking about won't affect that.
yeah, yeah, should not affect that. Just the way that the crawlers work.
Yeah, it should be fine. Black Marmalade, great question though. Always good to keep those things in mind. Another thing I wanted to touch on, um, you would obviously, because this can be such a not jarring, but just a maybe disorienting transition. First off, don't make it that so that so it's like, oh my gosh, there's kind of motion sickness from that transition, right? Like you don't want it to be that, but also
Right.
prefers reduced motion as far as like if people are explicitly saying in their browser settings, I am very sensitive to motion. I might have a vestibular disorder. You would in your JavaScript, we didn't touch on it today because we kind of ran out of time, but you would in your JavaScript check that first. And if the user prefers reduced motion, these are like icing on the cake kind of animations. You don't need to add them at all, right? So you would probably just not add those
Yeah, so
animations in.
you could set if you were to go into this, you could set that as a global state as preferred reduces motion, and then you would set your for the CSS ones your timeout to 0 for
Cool.
that. Or you can just pass it in as a prop and disable the transitions, and then it would just be a snap, just page
Awesome.
transition. So you would want to set the timeout to 0 with that, just so that you don't have the dual render, so you don't have two things on the page at once. So that
Cool.
timeout right there, if that's set to 0, it'll be an instant, basically, you
Transition.
know,
It would be
yeah,
standard. It would be a standard page transition. Cool.
yep.
Great. Does it work without JavaScript enabled? No. I'm pretty safe in saying no. This would not work without JavaScript because we're
Yeah, we're
using
doing
JavaScript pretty
a
heavily.
fair bit with that. Yeah, so
Yeah.
um, I don't think it prevents users from going from one page to the other, but it would, yeah, it's certainly the page transitions don't work without
Yeah.
JavaScript.
And I don't know about Next.js. Next.js should theoretically work without JavaScript, especially if you're rendering it statically. It should kind of default just to rendering links and then hydrate over. But if you don't have JavaScript, it shouldn't hydrate, and it should just be a static HTML and CSS.
Yep.
Those files getting sent. And yeah, because Next doesn't hydrate in to handle your fancy transition, Adrian. Um, it should still navigate you the way that kind of an old fashioned, but just like a standard website navigates you. I'm saying that because Next doesn't actually navigate between pages inside the site in the same way. That's how you're able to do these transitions. You can't do a transition like this with something like Levity unless you have JavaScript handling the routing, because the entire DOM's getting dumped, it's getting wiped out. You're bringing it back in. You're building everything up from scratch.
Yep.
Next isn't doing that, as we saw as we're transitioning. Things like the head, this div, like they aren't getting wiped. Just a few things down here in, actually no, where is? Oh yeah. So things inside this div are getting swapped out, but the rest stays, and that's not a typical page load on the web. So it is navigable, but it is still it yeah. You can still navigate it, but it'll also be your standard links, and the whole DOM will wipe. Is it something to avoid the scroll jumping? Um, it's so I think what you're asking is, does Next do that in order to avoid scroll jumping? I think part of it's just to have faster loads. Like you can really load a new page in way faster than you could if you call for everything again. Would you say,
Yeah,
Ryan?
time. Yep, that is correct for it's mostly just for speed and yeah, time to render is
Yeah.
basically instant from going from one page to the next,
But
rather
you get a
than
lot of benefits too. Like you don't have to, like if you have state that you want managed, like you don't have to, use as much local storage, or like it's a lot quicker in that you can have things happen immediately, not lose your global state, and then do page transitions. Like there's lots of benefits to it. So and last, I just want to take Flakes' question. We could, or rather, statement. We could keep opacities and light animations, though. Yeah, absolutely. So, in terms of what prefers reduced motion, means for what we remove. It's just a thing where you want to be mindful of it, right? Like I'm not an expert on where that line is with like this is like this animation will affect people with vestibular disorders and this one won't. I'm not great at that. I tend to err on the side of this isn't necessary. I'm just gonna not show it to someone who prefers reduced motion on. What do you think there, Ryan?
Yeah, yeah, I think that's fairly accurate as long as you're not, getting super flashy with it. I think, everybody's going to be differently sensitive to the motion. So it's, you try to do your best
Yeah,
to accommodate for that. But yeah, I mean, it's subjective very much so. And
yeah. And as Flake said, it's not every single animation like a button, like raising up a pixel when you hover it. That's to my understanding, that's fine. Things like that. Just if you change entire page layouts, kind of like motion sicknessy kind of things, it can be a lot. So
yeah, absolutely. And with this, you could just, fade the top one away to the next one instead of,
yep,
doing the crumple
yep,
effect. You could just fade it out or just, and that
yeah,
would be, less jarring and, just maybe,
yeah. So
the
just being
crossfade
mindful.
might. Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, Ryan, really appreciate it. I wanted to drop Elegant Seagulls. Let me drop your Twitter real quick. It's Ryan Bar. Nope, not Ryan Carniato. There we go. Found it. And Adrian, it doesn't preserve the scroll position between pages unless you like. I don't know. We
So
we can chat about it in the Discord, or yeah, Ryan.
yeah, yeah. I think there is a way to preserve scroll position between pages. I know that was something that
I think in the
it
router it does it.
used to do. Yeah, it might. I'd have to look in again. Just how that works.
Yeah,
Um,
I think this
but
uses reach router under the hood, if I remember correctly. So whatever reach router can do, I think it can do also, but I could be wrong there. I could be making that up. But yeah, happy to get into that at a later time. But thank you so much, everyone, for being here, for the fantastic questions. This was an awesome episode. Just to remind you, like what we came away with, we did a grid transition. We started out with simple CSS wipes that just add a little bit of polish to your Next.js site, kind of going between it, just makes your site stand out a little bit. Did we go right to the grid or did we do something else? We went to the grid, but also we did a CSS like scale back flip, and then the new page comes in. We did like 4 or 5 different effects here, Ryan. This was
yeah,
wild.
yeah, and of course, there's yeah, really kind of a limitless thing,
Yeah.
just hitting
And I see how you could do something like this now, right? Like scale it back,
yeah,
bring it in, add like a border, like this before was like, whoa, that's kind of magical. It still is, but it's within reach now, and I just thank you so much for helping us understand this and for showing us your tricks.
yeah, yeah, happy to.
I appreciate it. Anything else you wanted to plug or talk about before we wrap up?
No, I don't think so.
Awesome. Well, chat, hang in there because we are going to go find someone to raid. I will see you on Tuesday. We're actually doing Gatsby. We have someone from Gatsby here. Let me just pull up the shows page super quick. Sorry for the little fake out there. Yeah. So next week we have 2 shows. Abi Air. I apologize if I'm saying your name wrong. I haven't got a chance to ask you how to pronounce it. But yeah, we're checking out some of those new rendering functions or rendering methods that Gatsby shipped a little bit ago with Gatsby 4. And then on Thursday we've got Aria who's coming in to teach us about Theater.js. Have you checked that out yet, Ryan? Theater.
I haven't had a chance to dive into it.
Got it.
I'm
I have
familiar
not
with it,
either.
but yeah,
Looks super cool. Basically brings like motion graphics type tools to the web so that we can animate with like After Effects style, like I don't know, theater. There we go. this kind of stuff where you can actually go in and choreograph, yeah, detailed motion seems super cool. We can do 2D, 3D. It just looks like a really, really awesome thing. He is phenomenally kind, and I'm very excited to have him on. So we have great shows next week. If you're not following already, go ahead, subscribe. No, follow. Subscribe is different. I always mix it up. Because we would love to have you here next week. We got some great shows planned, and yeah. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. And Ryan, thanks again. We're going to find somebody to raid, and we'll see you on Tuesday. Take care, everyone. And join the Discord because we're going to have a game night in like 2 hours. So come play code words, code names with us. It's going to be a blast. So join the Discord. I will see you there. Take care, everybody. Bye.